What is going on YouTube? It is Thursday night, 9:30 again. It's that time again, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. First things first, make sure you guys click that subscribe button. Make sure you click the thumbs up button. Be sure to leave us a comment with any suggestions or any general feedback. And also make sure you press that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. And once again, my crew is back with us. We've got Mike, Jennifer, and Tyrone. How are y'all?
Hello.
Hello.
I feel like I am really loud right now, but that is okay because I am the only one in the room. Hey.
Hey.
But Jennifer's got our first topic.
Well, didn't you want to mention?
Yes. I'm so sorry. So first off, we want to say a rest in peace to one of the original members of LaBelle, Sarah Dash. She died earlier this week. Shouts out to her family, everyone who was connected with her. We send our love and prayers to you guys. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. Definitely a legend in the game. Rest in peace, Sarah Dash.
All right. Oh, you want me to go?
Yes.
I'm good? Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Jennifer. Anywho, first of all, I would like to say, how does it feel in South Carolina? Because it was 51 degrees this morning at 8 a.m.
It feels really good. To be honest, I was telling our mom the other day, earlier today, it's still pretty warm outside for the most part. So we'll see how it gets around. Fair time is typically when it starts to get a little bit chilly and all that good stuff. So we'll see, now that we're having the fair this year, surprisingly, we'll see how it is, when the fair comes around. But, it felt really good to me today.
Well, don't you worry. I'm going to be out there. We ain't missed a fair yet since moving out. Anyway. Okay. So, it's cold. I actually had to turn on the heat this morning. I was like,
wow.
I had to turn the heat on. It was 72 degrees in the house. I was like, no.
That's too hot.
Wow.
No.
I like it cold. I have it on 68 right now.
68? This one will be in the freezer box.
Literally.
At 68.
I would be
like, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're spending too much time on ourselves. Okay. So, first topic today, we're going to talk about Nicki Minaj. Okay. I just want to start off by saying that Nicki Minaj, she never dissuaded or said not to take the vaccine, but her words certainly did not encourage or give a lot of facts to help anyone to make their decision whether or not they should be taking the vaccine. I'll start here. So on the Twitters, someone asked her if she was going to the Met Gala and, of course, other events that's happening, high-profile events or whatever. And she said no, because you have to be vaccinated to go to those events, and I'm not going, pretty much. First of all, in my opinion, she could have left it at, I'm not going. I won't be there. That's all. Right. That's all we needed. That's all that person was needed, because personally, no shade. Sorry. Personally, I didn't need to know whether or not I hardly paid attention to those things, but that's okay. God bless. And we're talking about it today, so who knows? Anywho, so she said that she decided not to take the vaccine because a cousin of hers in Trinidad has a friend. So it's not the cousin, but the friend of the cousin that took the vaccine. And he said his balls were enlarged as a result of this vaccine. And all of a sudden, he became impotent. And just a quick side note, as far as the story is concerned, how do you find out you're impotent as soon as your balls swell up? Who knows? Did they try to have a baby before he got married? Who knows? But what he was saying is that he became impotent, and his fiance said, or called off the wedding and did not want to get married because of that. Maybe she was afraid of the big balls. Who knows? That's life, right? And this is the story that Nicki used to, I guess, justify somewhat of a doubt that she may have. First of all, we actually talked about this. We talked about this earlier. Like, she doesn't have any balls. Right. So where's the fear coming from?
Yeah.
But as a result of those tweets telling that story and things of that nature, Joy Reid, she mentioned it, and then Nicki Minaj clapped back at her for no reason. Okay, I can't say no reason. You know what I'm saying? If she wanted to be left out, she should have just stayed quiet.
Yeah.
But whatever. Don Lemon, he also mentioned it, and they weren't disrespectful towards Nicki Minaj, but they certainly was explaining that she needs to be more educated if you want to start putting out stuff like that. Or, as a celebrity, people are looking at you. Let's come with more facts. You know what I'm saying? And this is to make it even worse. I think the Minister of Health in Trinidad, they're earnestly trying to find this friend of the cousins. So that they can see exactly what happened. Yeah, they're looking for him. They still have not been able to find this person. And what makes that, and what's so bad about that is that there's a possibility in that small island of Trinidad, they can't find this one person with big balls because they got a vaccine. So, or not even the girl that called off the wedding. They can't find her either.
Wow.
So, it just don't look good. Does anybody have any reason why she would say this on such a huge platform, Jonathan? Like, what's going on?
To me, it really sounds out of left field. This story is so far-fetched. First of all, if in fact the young man's testicles were enlarged, how do they know that it's the vaccine that caused that? If in fact it did happen, how do they know it was an effect of, or as an effect of him getting the vaccine? And for this to be a situation that is happening, and the first of us hearing of it, then that means, it must be an isolated incident. You know what I'm saying? If in fact this is the truth, I'm just speculating, but to me, it does not make much sense. And I can't wrap my head around it at all, because Nicki Minaj has kind of been out of the public eye for a little while now, for a couple of years now. We really haven't heard much from her besides a couple of features here and there. But for her to come out and be on the front page with this crazy story, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't know what to think.
Mike, please expound upon this.
Well, I just want to first say I love how she kept it black in the beginning. My sister, cousin, brother, mama now said. I love how she kept it so black in the beginning.
That is so black.
Right, but for anybody to know anything that pertaining to a vaccine, if somebody strung a hair turned purple after the vaccine, America, it would be like on CNN, Fox News, like it would have been everywhere. Like so, right. Because of the vaccine, because of Pfizer, don't take it. So if somebody balls swelled up, I'm sure everybody in America, Africa, every continent would have known about it. So we know the story is not true. I feel like if I was Nicki Minaj, I would say, well, you know what? I just had a baby. I'm still breastfeeding. I'm not quite sure what's in the vaccine right now. I am going to take it later on. But right now, while I'm breastfeeding my child, I'm just not going to do it right now. So I'm not going to any award shows. I'm not going to any. Where's your publicist, girl? Because you can shut up.
But did you have any thoughts, Tyrone?
This is why doves cry.
Okay. And of course, another major reason why people are saying she's speaking up, because she has become rather vocal these days on Twitter. It seems like for no reason, because she kept herself quiet for all these, like 1.5 years, getting pregnant, birthing, and all that good stuff, right? Possibly this is a result of her not wanting us to talk too much about her baby daddy / husband and his legal woes. So when they moved out to California from New York, I believe it's New York, unfortunately, her husband, Nicki Minaj's husband, did not register as a sex offender as he should have. A part of me feels like it happened that way because Nicki Minaj was under the impression that she's Nicki Minaj and does not have to, and her husband should not have to worry about doing the things that are legally sound. But unfortunately, well, shoot, in most of the cases, fortunately, they got caught, and of course, he's getting in trouble for not complying with what he's supposed to, not registering as he should. Um, and it comes with a hefty paycheck. What am I saying? It comes with a hefty issue of possibly up to 10 years in prison. And unfortunately, what's making this worse, they're trying to discredit the person that accused him of this horrible sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, what was the nail in the coffin for me, I think it was yesterday, the accuser of Nicki Minaj's husband, I don't know his name, don't care to find out. I just know it's Nicki Minaj's husband. Yeah, she was on The Real. Yet another show that I don't pay attention to, but
Okay.
And that's no shade. I just don't really watch TV like that. It's okay.
Right.
Yet she went on television to tell her story. That makes things even worse. What do y'all think about that?
I personally think the fact that she went on television makes her story even that much more credible because many times it's the opposite. Many times sexual abuse, sexually violent acts are typically not reported. So the fact that she went out of her way to make sure that she cleared her name, I think it was more her wanting to clear her name and trying to say, I am not a liar. This happened to me. This happened to me. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. Right. So to me, I believe her story, exactly what she said. I didn't even see the interview, but the fact that she went on there to begin with makes me say that I believe her.
And the man was convicted of the crime.
That's maybe where I'm confused at. Now, I'm not going to say I believe her or I don't believe her. I'm not going to say the bad person yet because I don't really know the logistics of everything.
I don't know.
But wasn't he like 17 or 18 years old and she was, 15? How old were they?
I think it had to do with her being 18 and him being like 20-something. But
that's 18 and 20-something.
But I think the issue was that he forced himself on her.
Okay.
So he's not a
Romeo Juliet
it's a molestation or a rape thing?
I think it's a sexual assault, yes.
So it's not a statutory rape?
No, not that. No.
So why does it register as a sex offender? Sex offender. Never mind. It's like child.
No, not just a sex offender.
Okay,
basically, to be honest, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, it wouldn't matter what age you can become registered as a sex offender because you raped somebody.
Yeah, I was thinking child. I was thinking in my head. So that's why I was like, well, if it's 18 and 22. So now I understand. I understand it now. But I feel like he did go to jail already for it, so he did his time. I mean, he still should register. But her being on TV now, I don't know. It's something about her being on TV right now for me. She's looking all fragile and frail and scared. I don't know. I
think the reason why she had to go on TV is because Nicki Minaj and her camp has been on a campaign of trying to discredit her. Trying to make the new case because he violated that, thing that he's supposed to be registering. They're basically saying, well, her claims were baseless in the first place. He shouldn't have to register.
Oh, so maybe I don't follow the story because I don't follow them like that. So maybe that's why I'm like, okay, but
yeah, they've been trying to make her out a liar, pretty much.
Okay, so she don't want the money because she turned down like a big wad of money. So hopefully not her being on TV.
Those are the key things, right?
That lets you know she's telling the truth that she's not. Basically, she hasn't been moving from that.
Right.
If their story doesn't switch up in the middle of timelines, if they're quick to turn down money,
it happened, and apparently she's still affected by it. I just want to say God bless all the parties involved. I pray everybody be okay. And I hope
get closer. Yeah,
and I hope closure happens, and I hope that Nicki Minaj's husband don't have to go to jail, because I know she's embarrassed by that. Any woman would be embarrassed by the man that she chose having to go through that. You know what I'm saying? But I hope she finds peace. But part of me, I'm just gonna say this real fast and move on. I feel like y'all don't get down on me too much, but I feel like this is a little bit of a karma situation from the many things that she's done to people in the industry. And I'm gonna leave that there.
Barbs, Jennifer said it, not me, Barbs. Barbs.
and everybody can feel any kind of way that they feel. That's my opinion. Y'all believe that she's God, and it's okay. You want to believe. Anywho,
I see that fruit fly come in.
Okay, the next thing we're gonna talk about is Jeannie Mai Jenkins. Jenkins, because that's
black guy. Real
yes.
Jenkins.
She is Miss Jenkins, baby. Yes, I love it. Of course, she's married to Jeezy, and I personally love their love. It's all very sweet. You can tell that it's not fake. You can tell that man swept her off her feet. I love their love. Anywho, so she is now pregnant. She announced it on The Real this week, right before they had that interview with the accuser. And I'm just going to make sure I say this. Before Jeannie Mai was married to Jeezy, she was married to another man. The reason why they got a divorce.
A white man at that.
Yes, a white man.
That's important to the story also.
It's important. She was married to a Caucasian fellow. White. And she didn't want to have children. She was adamant about that. She did not want to have children at all. And it's every woman's choice. It's not every woman's destiny. It's every woman's choice to have children. She decided that she didn't want to have children. And for that decision, not only did they get divorced, but before the divorce even happened, he knocked somebody up. And after the divorce was done, they were married. So she's over here on The Real crying, bawling and squalling, talking about all her shoulda, coulda, wouldas and stuff like that. And it was embarrassing for her. But thank God that she climbed out of that hole that she was in. She got over that previous relationship, that previous marriage. And her and Jeezy somehow got together. And it was a whirlwind romance. I loved their love once again. And now, after they've gotten married, she is now Mrs. Jenkins, and she is pregnant with their first child.
Far along pregnant.
Oh yeah, she's been pregnant. It's not Jeezy's first child. I can't say of course because it's talking about the men in the of course, but it is her first child, and I'm just gonna say this. This is what happens when you get with the right man.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you get with the right person in your life.
Well, I'm going to say this.
I
don't think she never wanted no white man in the beginning, because let me tell you why. And Tamar said this when she was on the show also. I used to watch it when they had Tamar on there, because I'm a Tamar fan. And they used to have these things called Man Crush Mondays, and they would all pick a man, like a celebrity man, and they would tell them why this or Man Crush Monday. Jeannie Mai always chose a black guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was never nobody white or Asian or Chinese or purple, gray. It was never nobody but a black guy. Like a hood black guy, too. So it's not surprised me that she got with Jeezy. She went to the hood and found him, but he was a little upgraded.
Right, but it's hard to find Jeezy on the block.
But I will say, Jeannie might have a hood side too, so I can see why they get along together. And her explanation of why she's now ready to have a child has changed. I did like it. She said she's never really felt safe before. Now she feels safe with this guy, and I can see why. Cause you can just tell they really love each other. Like I can see it, So I'm happy for I feel like she still has something to do with Tamar getting fired. I still am happy for Jeannie Mai.
I think it's more Lonnie Love, but we should have.
I think a little bit of both of them too. Those
no,
two.
don't say that.
Those are two.
Well, I was going to say a little bit earlier. Maybe it was the fact that she could not see herself having a baby with her first husband, or maybe she felt like he would not be a good father, and maybe she was still trying to figure out whether she wanted to spend the rest of her life with this man.
She didn't want him.
Right.
No.
So
Coco.
But yes, I'm extremely happy for her. I'm a Libra. We are ruled by Venus. I love. So any
I hate Libras. I'm just playing.
Okay. But anytime I see love out there, it's always a good thing to see. So I'm so happy for her and Jeezy, and I'm sure the baby's going to be absolutely beautiful and all that good stuff.
I want what the baby look like.
Go ahead, Tyrone.
Part of me is wondering, just a little bit, is it her? Is she having this baby because her ex had a baby too?
Oh no,
I don't feel that way.
I don't think so.
Like just a slither of me is like,
I don't think she even care what the man do.
Exactly, because she's over here in Atlanta in her love bubble.
And I think just the fact that she married young Jeezy, that was enough for her. Like she didn't even have to have the baby. That was enough for her.
And then I don't know if y'all noticed, but her ex-husband is still out there being real shady about it. Like he's mad.
I saw.
You can get over it.
I saw that within the recent days, and I was like,
the little tweets,
like she said, her ex-husband, she was still wearing condoms. Now Jesus was gonna have that.
No.
All right.
No way. The snowman don't wear protection. That one, man.
Y'all stop. Oh my gosh.
Get in there. Yeah.
Stop. Gosh.
Snowman.
Anywho. We see all this to say, the effects of love, right? Okay. Right. And they just always look so happy.
They do look happy. Yeah, like I am genuinely happy for her.
I'm looking at pictures of them. I'm sorry.
And seeing them together, they look like royalty.
They look very happy together. Praise God for her. Oh, they're so cute. Anywho, moving forward and on. I have a question for everyone.
Uh-oh.
And I would love to get everybody's feedback in the comments. Please let us know how you feel. I'm not even going to give my explanation on this immediately. I'm just going to let y'all have it, right?
Okay.
Should women propose to men? This is like something that pops up at least every 3 to 6 months on social media, and everybody's talking about it. What do y'all think?
For me personally, I feel as though if a woman feels like she needs to propose, to me, that is an indicator that she does not expect her man to propose to her. So to me, that's what that means. Now, for me, I don't like to see that. It kind of turns me off. It gives me like a bad feeling. Like it just makes me kind of cringe. When for instance, when Chrissy proposed to Jim Jones, it seems like it was like desperation. Like she wanted to be married like so bad. But when you have someone who, doesn't want to do that, you can't force them to do that. And when a woman proposes to a man, it's almost like she's trying to force him into something that he seemingly is not interested in whatsoever. Correct. That's what I'll say off top.
Yeah, I totally agree. I found it very unattractive for a woman to get down on her knee and take her boyfriend's hand and proposed to him. That does not even sound like something I would even want to watch as somebody in the restaurant looking at. Like, that is so no. And a man, if he wants to marry a woman, he's going to marry her. It's nothing that you can do to stop him from asking that girl to marry him. If you've been together for 7, 8 years, 10 years, and that man is not marrying you,
okay,
girl, just let it go.
It ain't gonna happen.
Proposing to him not gonna make him walk down the aisle no faster at all. Now y'all just fiancés for 10 additional more years. So
ask Jim Jones.
And they still not together, like still married. They still not married. So, and she's so manipulated in the mind. On the last time she was on Love and Hip Hop, she said, "Oh, I love it, just me being boyfriend and girlfriend."
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all you got to love because that's all you gonna be, girl.
Tyrone,
I find that very unattractive.
Incredibly. What are your thoughts, Tyrone? I have a whole research paper.
Oh Lord.
Ladies.
Ooh, he sounds like sexy Nigerian butterscotch. Ladies, and more ladies.
Ladies. Let me talk to you right quick. Let me tell you. Let me give you a drop of knowledge. Okay. You are devaluing yourself when you decide to propose to that man.
That's the best word you could say. Yes, I agree.
Because now you're having to take over the role that he would naturally have. And you're trying to assert yourself as the dominant one in the relationship in some way. Meaning you want to drag him down the aisle by force and not give them the option. Don't waste your time. Quit wasting your time. Because if that man wanted you, he would have pursued you and not you pursuing him. And when you're in this space of pursuing him and you're not getting that in return, I gotta tell you, your stockpile is dripping out behind you.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Well, how do you even tell your friend, like, yeah, girl, I'm engaged? I'm like, what the ring yet, girl? Oh, I proposed to him. Like, how is that conversation? Like,
How cute. That sounds cute and all, you know, and you're like, oh, we're being progressive. But trying to be progressive and aggressive at the same time is not cute.
If I was that man who got proposed to by a woman, I'll feel so embarrassed that she's on her. I'll be like, "Real get up, right?"
Because you're demasculating him in that space.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes. You said it.
And we talk about how we want such a hard man. We want a man to stand up for us. Well, you don't give him the opportunity to when you decide you want to take that role and propose to him. You're stepping out of boundaries. You're stepping into a realm in the office that you truly don't understand.
Well, I would even ask her, like, why him? Why do you want to marry this one? Why do you want to propose to this man who won't propose to you?
There's something wrong there.
Yeah, it's something wrong to, like,
problem.
He's not marrying you, but you want to, like.
And I recently seen a video where this woman proposes to a man.
Was that a dinner?
Walks past her and picks up her best friend and walk out the door. That was her best friend.
Oh, wow.
And then her daddy looking stupid.
Like, yo, what you doing, man? What is this?
Like, to me, this is the same concept as a woman having a baby to try to keep a man. Like, you know, it's just not going to work. That man has made up his mind, girl, and you cannot change it by taking action. It's just not going to happen.
Let's go a little deeper, Jonathan, since you're part of the LGBTQ.
But before you go deeper,
go ahead.
Before you go deeper, so sorry, my friend Mike.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to speak my piece upon the issue.
Oh yeah, cool. Yes.
Yes, please speak your mind.
Thank you, Tyrone. I just wanted to start off by saying, as a woman, I know that women, most women, because it's not every woman on earth, of course, but most women are wired to get married. From everything that we watched on TV, from everything that we've heard from church, from everything that we've heard from our families and seen from our parents, we want to get married. This is something that we can conform to because we understand what that is. But as far as men, they're not exactly bought up saying you get you a good wife and you keep on moving with life, y'all stay together forever and like that. That's why, in my opinion, especially with the God wired men, the man needs to find the wife. Because if any woman or anybody tries to make that man conform, or that masculine energy conform to getting married, then you're not going to have a marriage. It's not going to happen, because you can't make a man want to get married to you. There's people that's forced their man to get married to them, and now they're not exactly in the happiest of marriages because the man wasn't ready. You can't make nobody get married. Now, if you put a woman in that same situation and this man saying, I'm going to marry you, whether that woman loves that man or not, a lot of times they will conform and keep on pushing and be in this marriage and be the wife that she knew that she was going to be in the first place.
Right.
But for men, that's something that can't be faked for them. Either they're going to continue to do whatever they're doing, whether they're married or not, just like that man did on that video, took old girl's best friend out the door while her father was being stupid enough to try to fight a man, trying to say, "You gonna break my daughter's heart." Like, now you want your daughter to be in a loveless marriage. So I believe, as we are wired as women, it's easier for us to contemplate marriage, which is why you see these women out there proposing to these men, because they're trying to hurry up a process that's not going fast enough for them. And once again, it's not going to make things any better. It's not. And one thing that was, you know what? Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead with your point.
I was asking, since, do you think a bottom should opposed to a top?
And that's literally what I was about to say. Okay. So I was talking to my mommy, which is also Jonathan's mommy. We were talking about Judy and Brat.
Okay.
Brat is more, we're just talking about energies, not the man or woman. Let's talk about the energies.
More masculine.
Brat's a little bit more of a masculine energy. From the clips that I've seen, because once again, I don't watch the show, but I've seen a lot of clips and stuff. Just curious.
Yeah, what is this show from? What show is this from?
Judy and the
Brat loves Judy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Brat. Okay. Yeah.
So what the Brat was saying is that she never even thought about getting married, which is like big red flag number one. Have you guys even been talking about marriage before you decided to propose to this woman? That's one thing. And I think that she was doing the feminine thing, Judy, of proposing to the male energy to try to bring that male energy into marriage. And that male energy wasn't wasn't thinking about marriage, period. They're already living together. They're already, same thing, cohabitating. What?
Shacking.
But I see no problem with any of it. But I really do believe there should have been more of a conversation about marriage, so that at least Brad will start to think about it. And with that conversation, she can insert, well, I want to be married one day. Then I'll give Brad an opportunity to say, you know what, maybe I can make this happen for her.
Well, I think the Brad wants to get married to her. I think she doesn't want to. When you get married, Brett owes a lot of legal fees still and taxes, so she doesn't want to bring that into the marriage, because when you marry, it becomes both of them problems, not just Brad's. Judy doesn't care. She's saying,
exactly.
Judy doesn't care, but Brad care. I understand both sides of the story because Judy said, if I lose a little bit, I still have a company still. Like I still have more than what your little bills are. I said, okay, Judy, but I can understand where Brad coming from too. I don't want you to take on what I did on my own.
But this is part of a conversation I have with single people. When you're in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. At some point, you have to get to a space where we are both considering each other's concerns and feelings, right? Mm-hmm. So if you say, well, I don't want you to be a part of what I got going on, we're not talking about a couple anymore. You're just talking about you.
Well, I can understand it because if it's a couple thousands and a couple of thousand hundreds, it's a big difference.
but here's the issue. Mm-hmm. Judy got the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll bet you that Judy can get to a place where it say, let's just pay it all off. Mm-hmm. But Brad, she is so stubborn and childlike, in my opinion. She won't let somebody that loves her take care of her.
Right.
But that might be going back to that masculine energy still.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what that is.
That's what it is.
We talking now.
Oh,
yeah.
That is definitely,
we talking.
Definitely something that is going on with those males that are in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Like with having children or alimony.
It's all these things that come into their mind. I got to take care of her. I got to take care of the kids. I got to take care of the house. And now they under all of this pressure, and they're like, "I'm out."
And it's too much. Yandy got married, but she went on that on paper.
Yes, but see, Yandy, she was certainly looking out for herself.
Absolutely.
100%.
100%.
And
I don't blame her though.
You can tell that they might. I don't blame her too. But you can tell they haven't had those conversations. And if you've seen those little bit of clips that they had when they are those, couples retreat or whatever, how Mandisi's talking about how he would not have held Yandy down for all that time if she was the one in prison. And he had the nerve to say that out loud. Some things are meant to be, maybe he could have taken that to the grave.
Right.
But
he felt like he was speaking his truth.
It is his truth.
And, he was like, well, I got a need. And a lot of times men think in these situations, well, you got to hold me down, meaning your needs can't get met. But if it was me on the other side, I got needs. I got to get this met.
Child.
I got to get this out of me.
Right. The same goes as
unfair. That's unfair.
Right. The same goes as, if a man were to cheat on a woman, sometimes the woman is more often, the one that's going to take the man back. Whereas if a woman cheats on a man, a lot of the times the man is not going to forgive that woman. And so, it's just a matter of, a man versus type of
But as a woman, as feminine energy, that's what we know how to do.
Right.
We know how to keep it clutch, keep it in. We know how to take care of the house and make sure that we are, as a couple, good while he's out here thinking about himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not saying that he has, oh Lord.
Not me.
Not this one.
Not me.
Men's.
Other men's out here in the streets.
Anywho, but I feel like it's best for the more masculine energy proposed. And if there isn't a more masculine energy in the relationship, then that's when we both come together and talk about it and say, well, shoot, I want to be proposed to, or, just have those conversations so that we can both be on the same page as what each other want.
That, I feel, is a part of building your foundation in your relationship. If y'all don't have that conversation at some point in your relationship, there is an issue there.
And that's where I think Judy went wrong. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, I feel like if a man in the beginning says he doesn't want to get married and you're looking for a marriage, you need to run right then and there. Like, because she already knows he doesn't want to get married.
But Mike, in that situation, if that woman is so into that man, what are the chances of her actually leaving and finding someone who really wants to get married? She's not going to do that. She's going to try to push the issue. She's going to, or she's going to just settle. She's either going to try to push the issue or she's going to settle for just not being married at all.
She's unhappy in her marriage, and that's the thing. People say, well, "How did I get here? Why did I feel? Why did I feel this way? Why am I not happy?"
Right.
You're not happy because the man who set you up with, you didn't find him yet because you stuck with man number one. Right. He must teach you a lesson, but you stayed like a dummy.
A dummy.
Right. That's because they don't value themselves. They look for that man to bring them value and validation, and when they don't find that outside of that relationship, it is a bigger issue that they recognize.
And that's why it's so important to love yourself and have your own self-value before you put yourself out there to try to, gain that from someone else. Because if you don't, like RuPaul says every single week on RuPaul's Drag Race, if you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else?
Yes.
Like you can't expect someone else to do something that you can't, that you're not doing in that particular situation. So,
and let me tell you, once you are in a toxic relationship and you get out of it and you find something else and you just tell the difference between how somebody loves you and somebody who just says I love you. Like you can feel it. It's definitely a difference.
It's in the actions.
The actions, yes.
Right. And for me, like personally, I desire to be proposed to. I've daydreamed about it plenty times before. Like that is what I want. And I'm going to make sure my man, whoever he may be, that he understands that, because that is an expectation for me.
Let's speak into existence right now. You're going to get proposed to. You're going to get proposed to however you want to get proposed to.
Exactly. Amen. So yeah, because for me, I kind of say, I like to say that I'm old fashioned, although I'm a gay man and that's not old fashioned at all. But well, technically it is. But people on the outside don't see it as that. But anyways, because gay men have been around forever. But anyway, so I've always, because I grew up, I think it's because of the environment that I grew up in. I've got two parents that have been together for over 40 years. Grandparents, two sets of grandparents that were together. Family is something that I'm used to, and it is really all that I know. So all of my life, I have wanted to be married. Now, at a certain point in time, I thought it was going to be with a woman. I was confused at that point. I didn't know what I was going to do, but now I do still want that. But I know that I want to be married with the love of my life, the man that I love.
Absolutely.
At one point, I didn't want to get married. At one point, I didn't want to get married to a man. I didn't want to get married to nobody. And I think it's because our childhood was definitely different as far as you having parents that were married, grandparents that were married. Me, like, my mother was married to my father, but you could feel the tension in the room just being in the environment. So when that divorce is like, I can breathe. Like, so
yeah.
I didn't see a happy marriage other than my grandparents, but that's the only marriage I've seen was my grandparents, and the aunts and uncles don't really matter, but the grandparents was the only one I really seen. So I was like, I'm not getting married. But now that I'm getting older, I do want to get married now. I feel like you now, I'm envisioning my proposal. I know what I'm wearing. I know how I'm wedding now. Like, I do want to get married, but I'm in no rush.
Yes.
I'd probably like that 45-year-old person.
That's all right.
Walking, it's fine with me too.
That's all right.
Well, Mike, I was going around when I was younger thinking that I was going to be married by the time I was 30. I'm turning 32 next Thursday, so
I thought I could get married, have a house, have kids by 30 years old too. Child, I was
don't we all?
And full of.
Okay.
How'd you feel about marriage, Tyrone, as a man?
Okay.
The straight one.
This might be something that a lot of straight guys out here who watch this video with their girl or just happen to come across the video, they may hear through some point in their life. I didn't know if I was going to meet a certain age first, just trying to make it up out of the hood first. Then
okay. I
trying
got
to
you
find,
now. I got you now.
trying to find that one girl that you want to settle down with was a whole nother struggle to get. Then to talk about marriage, that's another leap that a lot of dudes from the hood ain't even thinking about that. I grew up in DC. I wasn't thinking about that. I was just trying to make it to a certain level in life.
Just gotta make it, like Trey Songz said.
Just like him.
And then here I am, like in college, like, yo, one of these days I might want to settle down with somebody, you know. I was like, I don't know where she at out there, you know, she might be out there. And then here come this one, my senior year, my second senior year, coming up talking about.
Not the second senior.
yeah. You know, 5-year plan, so 5-year plan in college, man. You know, that super senior year, you know. And she come like, yeah, I had liked you. I had this dream. I wanted to tell you. I'm like, I'm about to go across this stage. What you talking about? Where this come from? You done been here 2 years now. You ain't saying nothing the whole time. Was working on the radio station with me. Ain't said nothing the whole time.
It's okay. God bless.
And here we are now.
It
going into 9 years marriage, yo.
We are old.
That's not old. That's good.
Hey, look. This after 5 years long distance relationship, though.
5 years. Mike knows a little bit about that. We were working while
you do.
You were far away from me. So yeah. That was
so my question to you guys, I think we've discussed this a little bit in a previous video. Do you see our generation being the marrying type? Because personally, like to me, I really like all I see is dudes out here. Well, I'm speaking from my personal experience. The main thing I'm seeing is dudes out here who just want to get it in and get out, and that's it. Like, you know, and it seems like that seems to be the case for a lot of people in my generation in like their mid to late 20s, early 30s. It seems like a lot of us aren't really seeking to get married or want to get married. Do you guys see that as well?
Well, I do know marriages are not slowing down because every time I'm on Facebook, somebody got married on a Saturday, on a Sunday. So I do think that people are still getting married. Now, what I do think is more people, I think now, the older generation is telling the people now, live your life, have fun, do what you got to do now, because when you're married, it's no more that other stuff, you know. But so I think now, and it also depends on the person they're doing things with also, because I was that person where hit, quit, and you know, now I'm like, I done did there, been there, done that. I don't want to do that no more. Like, I want to meet somebody with a value now, like with substance. So it depends on what you're putting out there, is just what you're going to get.
And where you're going also.
Correct.
And where you're
And I think it's also the fact that, you know, back in the day, people were getting married when they were in, you know, really, really young, in their late teens, maybe early 20s. You know, Tammy Faye Baker got married, I think, when she was 15 or 16. So, you know, it's also another sign of the times as well.
But I feel like, to be honest, I have seen some things showing that lasting marriages are on the rise right now. And I do think it is because of people becoming more of individuals and not necessarily relying on what other people say marriage should be. I'm personally,
and that's where it should be.
Yeah, I'm personally one of those people who's like, all marriages are different. We all talk about that. We actually, on our Matters of the Heart YouTube for me and Tyrone, we've already talked about how not every marriage is the same. Marriage is what you and your counterpart makes it. So if this is a marriage where we're going to be traveling, it's a marriage that we're going to be doing all the crazy stuff that we were doing back when we were younger, that's just our marriage. Like, I know that once we have our children, they're going to be traveling children, because we like to travel. We like to ride up and down the highway. And that's what's going to be our family. They can always get used to it because that's who we are. So I think that we are redefining marriage to be what we want it to be. And I think that's why more and more people are getting married.
Getting
And
That's
away
also, I feel
from
like more and more
getting away
people
from
now.
marriage in the traditional sense.
not exactly in the traditional sense. I think getting away from traditional roles, getting
Yeah.
away from
Yeah.
getting away from what once again what people
What
say
your
marriage
grandma say
should
marriage
be.
should be.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
'Cause
Not what it
you can't.
should be, it's what we make it.
I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of those old ways of looking at marriage
hmm
are of the past now because of our I would say maturity levels today
Are growing.
are growing. And from what I've seen out here, it's a bit of two sides of the same coin where you have those that are the early head starters that find their groove early in age, and then you have the late bloomers, the ones. And I'll put a perspective on the early bloomers are the ones that are getting married 18, 19, 20, 21, 22,
They're right out of college.
right out of that college era age. The late bloomers are those that are 32 and older. Because a lot of people between 22 and 32 are still finding themselves.
These
Right.
days, yes. Simply
Okay.
because of the job finding, career
Right.
finding, and all that
And
stuff.
trying to find
We're
their
still trying to
groove.
find ourselves.
And it's okay. A lot of people feel, oh, well, you 36, you should be settling it down. No. There's nothing wrong with that. Or on the other side of the things, oh, you 22, you so young. You need to go ahead and have some babies now so you don't get up in age and having to take care of these little babies while you're older. Nah.
There's a lot of advances in medical stuff, and
Right.
also
if Jenny can do it, I can too.
I was just about to say that if Janet can do it at 50 something, child.
But see, I was thinking about this, basically how I'm not really a proponent of the younger marriage, people that's getting married before the age of 25, right? For me, I feel like, first of all, you don't truly know who you are. And if you've never at least had a whole season, if you've never gone through anything, if you've
Wow.
never truly found yourself, especially if you watch a lot of porn, if you ain't never tried none of that stuff, like you
Whole
it's not all the time.
seasons.
Okay, come on now.
You got to
It's
have
not
a
all
whole
the
season.
time, but it's not always needed. Some people don't need that. But if you haven't gone through anything and you decide to jump into a marriage and believe that, any of those things that you've been thinking on the inside is just going to subside,
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, you need to live a little bit before you
Please.
not only, and this is what makes it worse. The people that get married and automatically start having children. People don't realize, unfortunately, that having a child, your everything becomes
Whole
that child,
relationship
and
change.
you ain't about to get yourself back till they turn 18, and then
Right.
think about all the other children you may have right after that. Now you're pushing that timeline even further and further back. So,
well, I'm gonna say Beyonce said it best on Oprah show. Before you become somebody's wife, have your own life.
Like, come on, Beyonce.
But it's true. That's wisdom right there.
It's true.
And to what Jennifer just said, that's one of the reasons why one of the many reasons why I had no desire whatsoever to have children, because when I'm with my man, I want him to me, myself, and I. He is all mine. I don't need to share him. I don't need to share our time. No, none of that.
Are you
Jonathan don't want to be a stepdaddy?
Well, that was before. Now that I'm older, I feel as though I can deal with that. I would be okay with doing that, but beforehand, I didn't want that.
I think I'd rather be a step parent than be a parent.
True that. Yes,
that's okay.
I agree.
Well, I can send them back on.
Agreed.
But
because
hey, that is certainly an option.
To me, it would be it would be really weird to have someone who looks like me and acts like me, like I don't know how I would. No.
Look, just why
let me
I
tell you
was
something.
Oh my gosh, I would.
And I'm ready to have that child that acts just like you, Jonathan. I'm gonna do it, and they're gonna be all up in your face. Anywho, but yeah, the whole process of having children and all that stuff early. My whole fear with that for anybody is that you're going to miss out on learning who you are and discovering who you are, because when you get wrapped up, and a lot of women have that issue, you get wrapped up in your children and your husband, and you don't know you yourself, and you don't know what it is to branch out and be yourself, and you may not have a husband that's okay with you doing you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to go on the flip side of that. Men get in that mode of being that provider and lose themselves and don't know who they are outside of being the provider. And all they know is, I got to wake up, go to work, make this money, come back home, rest, wake up.
It becomes a routine that you get tired of. It's you have to make
There's no escape from that.
It's that, and that is the life that the world says that marriage should be.
Right.
Right.
And we have the power to change it and make it our own.
Now, I'm not discounting the man that is out there that's grinding and providing for his family, because that's what you do and that's what you know. Keep doing that. But
some people
take a step back, sir, and integrate yourself in the family that you have created.
Oh.
Don't become that drone machine that goes out to work and you barely see your kids, you barely kiss your wife, or the only time y'all come together is on Sunday at dinner.
Oh, that's sad.
There's more to your life than just working to provide for your family.
Wow. And just to wrap that up in just a little bow so we can get on out of here. Remember, when it comes to marriage or any relationships, these are two separate people coming together as one. Make sure these two separate people are getting the time and the respect that they deserve as individuals, and come together on that. I believe things will be great.
Agreed. And to piggyback off of what Tyrone said, when Tyrone said what he just said about men not being just that provider and, being involved with your family's life, it made me think of the movie Fences with Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. And Denzel Washington's character was that man, was that provider. As long as I'm bringing the money in, you should be okay. And so if you guys have never seen Fences, make sure you go out and see that movie. It's a really powerful movie. It's based on a play. But yes, it is a really, really great movie. But
that's the one Viola Davis had the snot cry.
Yes, that's when she had the snot bubble, and she won an Academy Award for that performance.
Thank you, snot bubble.
But yeah, so that is all for this evening's episode. Thank you guys once again so much for joining us. Be sure to join us again next week. Mike, could you shout out your social medias?
Yes, my social media is Mr. Real 121, and my Twitter is Mr. Real 121 also. And also, I have to give a shout out to Angela Bassett wax figure. I really, really love her.
It was the best.
It's everything. Yes.
I've never seen a wax figure as good. Okay,
yes.
I'm sorry.
I had to get that out there.
Jennifer, what are your social media platforms?
Mine is at JStarBright on Instagram, and I really gotta use the restroom. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
She is not dead, people. And I am Mr. TD McCullough on all places. I don't do Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook only.
Right. And I am on Instagram. My Instagram is Jojo_3020. And I'm also on Facebook, Jonathan Lee, Jonathan Lee, Lee. Once again, you guys, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. Be sure to give us some feedback, give us a comment, and give us a thumbs up and press that notification bell. Until next time, you guys, it's been wonderful. And we're saying good night.
Good night.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah.